doing, folks?
Mike Schwartz, ESPN. Coach Gunny, we're back into the season with school back and everything. How does it feel to be back?
It feels great. I'm absolutely excited for the season to get started again. I absolutely hate the summer. The summer is awful. Being out of season is just a time that doesn't really need to exist, in my opinion. But to be back on campus, to have everybody back together, and to be in a position to have a much closer to normal season is what I'm really excited about. So I'm excited to get things going, and we've already had some great and exciting times so far with team meetings and training and a really good meet. So it's been a good fall.
Is there anything specifically that you're excited about?
The biggest, the thing to start off with would be our cross-country crew. We've got a great group, our largest group of women in. We've got 8 women's freshmen on the team. We have 12 incoming men, but we have 4 of our 5 returners from our top 5 last year. And so when you return a really strong veteran group, that's going to have a chance to make a really big impact and help that team grow towards the top half in that upper echelon of the conference, especially in a strong conference like ours. I'm just excited to see the summer work that they've put in come to fruition over the course of this fall with cross country. And then I'm really excited to get back to work with the returning group that we have and the freshmen that we have coming in track and field. So it just, this team brings me a lot of excitement, and so I'm excited to go about kind of the year and see how things shake out. So.
Are there any athletes, either returning or incoming, that will be a key part of the roster this year?
I really don't have an individual or a small group of athletes to name. I think the true key is what's come together with our group of returners and the experience they have, and the incoming freshmen that will help add depth. So, if you look back to last year, our women scored the most points they've ever scored in conference history, in school history at the conference meet. And we're runner-up at D3 Elite Meet. Our men scored the most points they've ever scored in school history at the Outdoor Conference Championships, and we're second to the national champions. And so with 112 total on our men's and women's roster, 51 of them incoming or newcomers, and 61 of them returners. Of those 61, 32 have scored points at the conference meet. So I think that tells you a lot about what we have coming back to the track, and I'm really excited about the freshmen or newcomers that they'll mentor to add some depth to the team. And specifically to cross country this fall, we've already seen 2 freshmen and a sophomore move into our top 7 on the men's side. And again, 8 of our women are freshmen on the women's side. So seeing how that youth can grow is going to be fun throughout the year.
What were your thoughts on the cross country meet? The season opener.
I don't want to steal any of Coach Rich's thunder, so I will let him talk about the performance, but I think one big thing I really feel I need to say is Coach Rich has done a spectacular job in this past year recruiting in an incredible group of young people. And so the fact that he's brought in the largest group of freshman women we've ever seen, the fact that he's brought in some strong freshman returners, and what he's done to grow the incredible culture with our returning group has been really, really fun to watch from a distance and to be able to experience as I watch him as the leader of that team. And so I'm excited to hear what he has to say, but I was more than pleased to be able to be there and share in the excitement of the men's win yesterday and see the women kick their season off in their runner-up finish. But I'm excited for the fall for cross country.
Alrighty, that's all. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Coach Rich, the men and women had a very wonderful meet on September 1st. What were your thoughts for both men and women as far as results go?
The men and women did a really good job. The women, led by Riley, she was our #1 runner and has stepped up big since last year and has improved a lot since last year already. And we're pretty freshman heavy on the entire women's team, so for them to just get their first college race under their belts and kind of get used to being a college athlete, was a good starter for them to get second in the meet. The guys, had an excellent race. going 1, 2, 3. Our seniors all look good, kind of how we expected, and you know, we have quite a few freshmen that you know, are looking good right out of the gun already. And John Murado, very good first race as a sophomore too. You know, he had a huge summer, and it's definitely showed that it's paid off.
On both sides of gender, what do you feel are the strengths for the teams?
I mean, on the men's side, it's mostly the senior strength. You know, we've got some returners, a couple that were all conference, and you know, 3 of them that have been placers and scored the conference meet. So, you know, we're going to be, you know, relying on those guys heavily to carry us through the season. You know, and then depth. You know, we have some really good young depth on that side. Women, this is just going to be a year of transition. This is just a brand new team, mostly freshmen, and so, you know, we're just setting the stage for the future with this squad for the most part. Just taking it 1 week at a time.
Was there anything that stood out most to you during this past meet?
Not really. I mean, we did what we expected, or what I expected of them. And, you know, it's a long season, and there's a lot of things we got to do before the races, you know, really start to count. So I think, yeah, we performed how I expected or how I hoped coming in. And I try not to read too much into early season meets either. It's just one stepping stone for the next round, basically.
Good afternoon.
Riley, Mike Short, ESPN. How'd you feel for your race? What do you think that you did well?
What I did well, I'd say sticking to a pack of girls that's around your pace and all that, and just sticking with that for most of the race. I mean, you obviously got to push yourself more. And then another aspect to the race is the mentality of it. Cross country is definitely more of a mental sport. So you got to battle not only physically, but also with your mind throughout the whole thing. And I felt that this year I really worked on having more of a positive but challenging mindset to keep myself moving forward. So I felt like I did that pretty well.
Mark, what do you attribute to your success during this meet, being first?
I would say it'd be being with the team. I mean, we practice together, some of us live together, and we race together. And that's kind of the deal here. So it's awesome to be able to go out with my team. Even if we don't have any stiff competition at some of our races, I can have a team to rely on to help push me, I guess, and we all push each other too. And then, like running with, like for example, Tyler, I'm with him the entire race, pretty much every race, and then it just comes down to, you know, finishing strong at the end and being mentally tough, like Riley was saying.
Mark, was there anything that you focused on in the off season over summer?
It was basically just doing my off-season training, so getting my miles in, and then I was focused on school this summer too. I was in school and flying and stuff, so it was pretty normal just doing school and running. I didn't do any super hard workouts or any really massive miles. I kept it pretty easy, and then I also wanted to relax a little bit too and take my downtime to, you know, prevent injuries and stuff. So it was just a well-balanced off-season of relaxing, running, and doing school.
Riley, how was summer training for you?
Well, summer training is always hard because you're basically by yourself over the summer, especially if you don't stay around in Dubuque. And I worked a lot, but I would get up early in the morning, do my runs, and also throughout the summer I placed I did 2 5Ks and 1 half marathon, and it was a way for me to stay motivated to run over the summer. so that I could look forward to those race days over the summer. And also, I did some weight training. Don't ever skip weights, pretty important, but yeah, so that was my summer training.
Mark, there's a lot of freshman men this year. What's been the chemistry like so far?
It's actually been pretty great. With our giant group of freshmen, they fit in pretty well so far, and we have a lot of team chemistry, I'd say, so far. I mean, we're only 2 weeks in, so we're only going to grow from here, but I'd say from our transition from a tiny team to a decent-sized team has been pretty well. I mean, we have our core guys that have been here forever, and then we took on a big sophomore class, now we took on a big freshman class, and I'd say everybody's getting along pretty well, and we're excited to race and train together all season.
Riley, there's a lot of freshmen this year. Almost, you have a completely new distance team. How's that been with the ladies so far?
It's actually been a lot of fun. It's nice to have more girls to work with and all that. And at this last meet, they really impressed me. So I'm very excited for this season. And we also focus more on team bonding right away outside of cross country too. So getting to know them more on a personal level, that definitely helped with the whole team atmosphere and creating of the family.
Alrighty, that's all we have. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.